tree removal company?
It would be all covered in the bid. On-call contract.
So now, once a contractor is decided upon, that's the contractor for a period of time. Every time we need a tree cut down, we're not going to another contractor.
Correct. On-call contract, hourly rate.
Which
Just
is,
put out the bid.
Which, was that?
what's the general range?
$125 an hour. It's somewhere around there, $125, $150 an hour. That includes two-person crew, truck, probably usually 50-foot boom truck, chipper. It's all part of a bid package that we did bid out tree work 3 years ago, but I did it for trimming preventive maintenance of the canopies.
Right.
And that time, the low bidder was Tenant Tree Service. The Jezerski still did you gotta cut down the dead tree, but I was having them go in Saunders Point and all these areas that the trucks were hitting. There is also an element you can put in the bid so that they have to be available for major storm event, because right now, if you have a major storm event, every tree contract could go in every which way. You can put in the bid, you have to come to us. So you can put a lot of provisions in a contract and I would concur with Mark. I would really, if the WJ Tree is the person, great, but we're bound by the purchasing policy to put it out to bid. I don't see how there's any other way you can do it.
So once that company bids, then the responsibility falls to them for their own insurance
Correct.
Yes.
and their own liability.
And all,
Okay.
and maintenance equipment and everything. It's just an hourly rate. If their equipment breaks down, it's not my problem.
And I gotta add, that's what's happening now too. If something were to happen with the Jezerski tree removal and all that, they have liability insurance to cover them. It's their
Right.
trucks and their
Right,
employees.
I
It's
realize that,
important.
that's why.
Oh, yeah,
You were
right, so
thinking-
it's not coming back to the town. It'll stay private.
Right, so we also have customarily had a deputy tree warden. Does.
We haven't had
do
one
the
for a
chair-
while,
Right,
if,
so, for 2 or 3 years, so,
yeah.
is that something that we want to consider at the same time, or?
I
Well,
think
that's appointed by
the tree warden appoints
You
the-
cannot
no.
appoint me, but the tree warden is actually, by state statute, can appoint a deputy.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
it's something that I was already considering, just so you can be spread out, so you can't be everywhere.
Mhm. Thank
It
you.
probably makes more sense to my deputy
Yeah.
now, Bill Shear. And he was looking to go to the school as well, but just to get someone out there, just so you have duplication and have someone else.
Yeah, it was made very clear to me by our former deputy tree warden, Joe Mingo, that and he's right. The tree warden appoints the deputy, not us.
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice,
No.
but it's
No,
not
he
the
was-
Board of Selectmen.
no, he's very-
I just
The
want
deputy
it
is the tree
clarified
warden.
Yeah.
for the whole board.
Correct.
Yeah.
And,
Joe knows a lot about it. Joe's a
and
Joe knows.
great resource in that.
I'm thinking, I can't remember whether we budgeted in the past a salary for that position,
No,
for the deputy. I think we did not.
there was no
No.
salary.
Because-
Technically, there was no salary for the Jezerskis either. That tree
Right, it was
budget,
by job,
yeah.
By job.
yeah. So we budgeted a blank amount of money, and if we needed more, then we tried
Yeah.
to find it someplace else.
Correct.
Okay, so whoever you appointed for the deputy would likely be already a town employee.
As I said, I was looking at the deputy director, Bill Shears, possibly also Justin Porter, just to, I would be the one that they would be working under me, and they would tell me what's up, but they have the ability, if they're out in Walnut Hill or something like that, to put the posting sign if they're the deputy, as long as it's under my state statute license.
Thank you.
And they're out on the street all the
Yeah,
time
right now,
anyway,
we
so.
can't do that. I can't stick anything up
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
tree. Right now, we haven't been able to really post anything for the last 3 months, because no one really has the right to sign that piece of paper on the tree.
Okay, so my final point, yes, I'm winding down. And now I've forgotten what it was.
Sorry, we have till 10 o'clock. I mean, Frank doesn't,
No.
but the rest of us.
It was something to do with the deputy. Oh, I know. So one of the responsibilities that the deputy can take on is the enforcement and removal of signs. And for that reason, I am greatly interested in getting a deputy appointed as soon as possible. Because we have this hideous sign out here, as far as I'm concerned, which is supposed to take care of all of these sandwich board signs that appear every weekend at both ends of town. They're a visual distraction, they're a traffic hazard. I want them gone. And I want somebody who'll do that on Saturday and Sunday when they think nobody's watching.
Throw it in the town vehicle. Yeah, and that's, a lot of people don't realize that, but that is in the state statute for the tree wardens to take all those signs down if they're in the right of way. I believe if it's in the state right of way, but if it's in town right of way, I can definitely take it. If it's in the state right of way, it's,
Okay.
it's the state has their, tree.
The tree warden and the deputy tree warden has.
The tree warden does not take them out of the state right away. If it's something in the Flanders Four Corners, something like that, the DOT comes, swoops in and grabs those, but if it's
Yeah.
on a town right away,
It could be either the deputy or the tree
yeah,
warden. Okay.
it comes under, I mean, someone gets mad, they're gonna come back to the tree warden, but if my deputy took it down, he told me, then it's my problem anyways.
Sure.
Well, we have the magnetic signs or electronic signs, whatever you call them, at both ends of town, and there is an explosion on the weekends. Last weekend, I counted as many as 15 signs at the Flanders Four Corners.
But as I said, that's a state, that's a DOT would have to be the one at a state intersection, but I
Well,
understand what you're saying.
Thank you. I'm good to go.
I have a couple questions.
Was somebody going out of business or something? Is that the?
Oh,
15
that
signs?
was some of
Liquidation
them.
sale.
Of course you do.
Mattress sales,
Oh, okay.
advertising for things in town that should
Yeah.
have been on the signboards.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
And
Yes.
we haven't even started the tag sale and yard sale season yet.
Mark Salerno.
This will be effective tonight?
Effective when
Or does it
the-
have to be, when's it effective?
He actually has to get sworn in by the town clerk, so tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Or-
And lastly, we have a few months left, I assume there's money in the budget for it. We had money allocated for the tree warden.
From the
Yeah.
highway.
But this
is gonna be
From the
now
highway
part of-
budget.
You
Yeah,
mean from the
I've
highway
already-
budget right now?
I've already
or
talked
from
to the director of
tree warden
finance
budget
about
or
where the
something?
money would come.
Okay.
Okay, and
It's-
is this a
it's about-
separate stipend, or is this tacked on to your salary?
It's a
Separate
separate
stipend.
stipend,
It's a
so it
separate
goes
stipend.
away, like if,
Okay.
after the next time you could point anyone else, it would go away.
Okay,
It's not tied to my salary, it's tied to the duty.
To the title.
okay, so it's a stipend, okay. That's all I have.
We'll keep an
You-
eye on you and see how exhausted
You-
you're getting.
Yeah, Roseanne's gonna be
You
counting
got
the
an eye.
signs.
Yeah.
So deduct $20
Oh,
every
God,
time it's
yeah.
a sign.
I'll
If she
label
doesn't
white
have your
flag.
number, she'll be asking for it.
Yeah,
You'll be paying to do the job.
you need a bigger
She's gonna
coat
log
rack for all the
into your
hats you wear,
Fitbit
I'll
now,
tell you
make
that
sure
much.
you- Getting over with.
Any questions from the left side?
Thank you for stepping up to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Thanks,
Joe.
Joe. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. And you do have an immense amount of tasks that you're responsible for. You're doing well. And I know that you said, well, I could do this, but, that's going to take up an hour or two on the weekends or at night on the way home. And, yeah, it makes sense to have a stipend. It also makes sense in the public works budget, because whenever there's an issue, that's where the phone call comes,
Yeah.
into the public works. So there's going to be actually better synergy.
More efficiency.
Right. Any other questions, comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Terrific. Frank Ellsworth, I'm sorry that we didn't put you at the beginning of the meeting, since we're just kind of introducing ourselves to one another and hopefully appointing you as a deputy fire marshal. But Frank, since I have you here and Mr. Way, our fire marshal's here, why don't you both come on up? Maybe I'm gonna put you on the spot, since you came all the way out here and made this official. You remember John Way from a meeting ago? He was sworn in as our fire marshal. He's doing an incredible job stepping in, and I appreciate working with you. It's really it really is gratifying, a pleasure to work with professionals, and you truly came with all your tools in the toolbox already, ready to go, and I appreciate that. John, why don't you introduce your friend, your colleague, and maybe your future workmate?
Yes, Frank Ellsworth. We work together at Mohegan Tribe. He's a fire inspector, firefighter from the Mohegan Tribe. Helped design, everybody's very familiar with the Sky Hotel, which was built around 2000. Frank was actually in charge of the installation of the fire alarm system for that whole section of the casino. So we're very well versed in fire alarm and sprinklers, which is something that I need with the office. Obviously, we have several of those systems within the town, existing and also with new construction. So it would be an asset to us to serve the residents of East Lyme.
This is an unscheduled deputy fire marshal position. You have certain number of hours you need to fill. You need deputies on your, we call them deputies, but they're, team members, they're crew on your roster that you plug into those hours. So we're not increasing hours in your department. We're not increasing, we're not putting an extra man on as an employee. This isn't a full-time job, correct? This is just unscheduled fire marshal hours, and we have another fellow who will step up and help you.
Exactly.
Okay, I want to make sure we're clear on that. We're not adding to the employee roster, but we are. While we have you, Frank, why don't you come on in and say hi and tell us what we need to know about you.
Well, like John said, we were co-employees at the tribal fire department for, well over a decade. I started in the fire service in 1988 in Taffville. I've been at the Mohegan Tribe going on 24 years full-time.
Great.
And 14 years in their fire marshal's office before I went back to the line. So with that team, we put together what we called Phase 2, which we all saw as a big construction, the arena, the daycares, the hotel, retail areas. So now with John coming down here, I saw it as a good opportunity to work with somebody that's like-minded. Education, prevention is a lot better than investigations. So it's usually cheaper, it's less town impact, doesn't interrupt business critical events. So hopefully coming on board with him, we move forward with what he wants done, which is what the town wants done, and we're up and running hopefully pretty well by the time season starts, and then move on. And our goal is to kind of be out of sight, out of mind. So
Great, thank you.
Opportunity.
It's rare that we even get to meet some of our appointees, and I figure, well, you're here and suffering through some of this meeting, and we might as well put. And if the job of deputy tree warden is available too, if you want to.
Well, he already said he has people.
Well, if we have any trees catch on fire, then
Be sure to notify John if it comes my way first. So.
That's funny.
Are there any questions?
Well, I'll move to appoint Frank Ellsworth, 49 Blue Hill Road, Boswick, to serve as Deputy Fire Marshal for the town of East Lyme through January 3rd of 2022.
second.
Any other comments?
Just add that it sounds like you're getting a diverse number of skill sets for your deputy fire marshals. I think that's a good thing.
East Lyme seems very lucky to have you aboard. We appreciate you stepping up.
Thank you.
How many deputies do you have right now?
Currently, there's active, 3 that are active right now. There are others on the list that, in his past history, have been used just for fire investigation. What I'm trying to do right now is, as Mr. Solano said about the skill sets with all the building going on within the town and current buildings that need inspections, trying to build a staff that can look at that, especially with the plan reviews, new, existing renovations. With the Niantic Motel becoming the Best Western, major renovation project there. Also, as Gateway is coming into play, and all the existing businesses as well. Trying to cover that just with people who have mainly fire investigation background is very difficult. With Frank's skill set coming from all the project at Mohegan Sun, and also as far as education, again, our office's goal is to educate and prevent from having any fires. So as I've expressed to a lot of the business owners, my goal is to work with them. I did meet with the staff at Crescent Point today. We talked about doing some training with their staff. They have 3 shifts, and I told their supervision that we'd be more than happy to work the back shifts as well, so they're educated in fire prevention and safety.
So my question is, do you feel that you are well-staffed at this point, or are you going to continue searching to bring on more people, more personnel?
As I assess the workload, might be 1 or 2 more depending on what's going on. I'm trying to just assess the situation and trying to stabilize things. There's a lot of work to do. And I've been communicating with Mr. Nickerson and Mr. Siri. We've had some recent events that have kind of brought a lot more work than I anticipated. So, but we're addressing that, and I will let the board know if I do need additional resources.
Well, I think it's very important that you tell us if you do, because as we all know, a few weeks ago we had a real potential tragedy with the motel situation. And we're just fortunate that nothing horrible really happened. So,
And we're fortunate that we had this fire marshal on
Yes.
duty who really took control and command of the situation.
exactly. So, and we have a lot of new construction, but we also have a lot of older buildings. So,
Indeed.
please keep us informed through Mr. Nickerson if you feel that you need to bring more staff on.
I will say, if I may add, actually, in speaking of the Niantic Motel, the assistant chief, Mr. Cabbington, he's the one who identified the problem that the fire alarm had been disconnected in the building. They were there for a routine ambulance call, and he was under the impression, as well as many of us were, that the hotel was vacant because they're going forth with their demolition and renovation project. He went in, found that the fire alarm system had been disabled, and also found out that there were multiple occupants in the building staying there. They notified me, we came down, established a fire watch, and then through many of the resources within town, Mr. Siri, our building official Steve Way, and along with the state fire marshal's office, we were able to rectify a potential dangerous situation. So again, I can't thank obviously everybody within the town was very supportive in handling that situation.
Thank you.
Any other questions? We'll move to a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Congratulations, welcome aboard. You were in the 282nd Army Band.
I was.
What did you play?
I played trumpet.
Oh, boy. Awesome, awesome.
Excellent.
Welcome, thank you for your service, and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Thanks, John, we'll see you,
Thank you for your
I'm
time.
sure.
Thank you. Mark, could you skip A?
Yeah.
Oh,
CNRE?
I was gonna say.
Oh,
Didn't skip it.
A wasn't
It's
ready,
not
right,
ready.
Anna? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out.
Okay.
Because you guys are always on me for skipping. And you're right. We put this agenda together hoping we'd have everything together on that. We'll see you in 2 weeks. If we can move to, let's talk about budget meetings. We'll stay in order here. We will have to, I can't believe I don't have my scheduler. Let me go get it. Yeah, we're gonna need 4 or 5 nights, or at least 3 or 4 nights for budgets.
What's that?
Sorry, I took your slot.
Oh, that's okay. It's a big one.
Yes, I left my phone in the car.
So did I.
Did you? Do you want to take a?
No.
Want to go through ex officios and then schedule at the end?
No.
Okay. You know your availability then. I don't.
So when do we want to schedule them all by, Mark?
Well, I think our last possible day is literally, the minute before. No, it can't be the minute before. Really, our last.
March 4th, I think, is our first meeting.
Well, the Board of, it has to be, it needs to be delivered to the Board of Finance at their March 11th meeting.
So we'd have to do
So
it.
March 4th.
So March 4th is. If we had to carry it over to the Thursday night after that, but Anna will still need to reprint the books for Board of Finance and be ready. So, last possible time, maybe the 9th. Gives her day, and we'd have to work really hard.
No, I don't think
Yeah,
that's
you could handle it, Anna. There's a lot of people in this building.
Yeah.
But let's go back to February. You're getting your books on the 5th. I'd like to see if we can schedule a couple meetings in the next couple weeks. I know we have a PSB meeting on the 11th.
Well, I think we could get started fairly early if we knew which budgets were going to come first, so we didn't have to do the whole book all at once.
Right, so
Yeah.
we could schedule, we don't have a schedule and we don't have anything in mind. It's whatever you folks would like, so if if we had 4 dates, we'll try to make sense of what budgets you'd want to see and schedule them so one night wouldn't run longer than another. There are some technical things in the IT budget that's connected to Public Works, that's connected to first responders, that we all want to group together, I think.
Well, we know,
That's what I was gonna remind.
Yeah, we have one situation we really want to bring everyone together on.
Okay. Well, we know that we always want to see the emergency management, fire department, the police department. Why don't we start with them?
Well, okay.
I would say, wouldn't it be, I think to have all, and one of the, I think Chief Dwyer and Chief Ricks mentioned this to me a couple weeks ago, that have all of public safety, which would be fire, EMD, fire marshal, and police, everybody the same night, so that, you know,
Right, that's what I was saying. We
Yeah,
know
that
we want
night,
to see
it
them.
has to be because because of the IT. I would do that on the 19th. I would do that on the next time we meet and do that early in the evening
Okay.
and spill over into our meeting if necessary.
I
don't-
could-
how
on the
early can we
19th,
meet?
I could do 6. 5 is hard for me, but I could do 6.
I can do
I could do
six.
6.
I can do 6.
Easily do 6. So
Is that a Board of Selectmen meeting now?
Yes.
Oh, and, well, we start at 7:30. That's a lot to do in that amount of time. All right, I think I could do 5:30.
Anybody else?
5:30 is good for me.
All set, make it happen.
Yeah.
5:30. Then on the 19th, we'll schedule the Board of Selectmen meeting. Although it's a regular scheduled meeting, we'll say we'll post the agenda as immediately following the budget reviews. So if we're running a little longer, we'll run a little longer.
So we said
Right.
5:30, we said?
5:30 on the 19th. But let's find at least 2, if not 3 more dates, and then we'll figure out what we're going to plug in there. We have to bring the Board of Ed in as well.
Last.
We can bring them in on the 4th of March.
Yeah, that would be a good time to bring, because here again, I know finance wants comment from us here, but we won't be adjusting that budget also. We don't really, you know,
They would like us to dig into it a little bit this year
Yeah, but-
and make comment and be deliberate about it. So let's do that on the 4th of March. Can we start at 5:30 on that night too?
yes.
The Board of Ed does not typically do early meetings, do they?
Yes, they moved their meeting time to 6
6
o'clock.
o'clock now.
Yeah, that's,
Did they really?
So what's the
Yes.
next
Because
day?
there was-
Oh, that's right, because we,
So the
Didn't really
4th
tell
of
us.
March is,
March 4th,
yeah. So
5:30.
we'll do 5:30. That, and if they can't make it, we'll move things around. But I'm also going to ask, is March 2nd available for people?
I'm not available at all that first week of March, just to let you know.
Okay.
I have library board of trustees that day, but that's okay.
Well, some of these ex officios are going to have to be skipped.
yeah, March
Yeah.
2nd is,
I'm not worried about, ex officio.
I'm fine for that.
I'm good for March 2nd.
March 2nd, we'll just make that as an open meeting, and we'll schedule people in. Would you like to start a little later? 6 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we
And
do
if you-
6:30, so we can have dinner? Since we
Well,
don't have a meeting afterwards?
Yep, 6:30.
If it's, other 6 is fine, but
He's very
it's just a
needy.
request.
He's very needy.
You know, pack a brown bag.
And we get pizza?
Cheapers. All right, we're gonna go
talked about
6.
doing that
You know
before.
what? We're gonna do 6 because these meetings can go, and we do want to give the time. That's March 2nd. I'd like to schedule one more. The week of the 24th is not good for me. I like to be around for most of these. The 17th. Oh,
President's Day, that's a federal holiday.
is it really?
Yes.
I can't be here? Nah, probably not. How about if I said the 18th, that's back to back with the 19th, is that too much for you folks?
I can't do the 18th.
What month, are we in February?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
We're
going back to
February.
February, yeah. Or the 20th?
I can do the
I
20th.
can't do the 20th.
The 18th
Well,
you can't do.
What about the week,
How about next week?
I just can't do Wednesday.
The 12th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we want to do the 12th?
No,
It's a
he-
Board of Finance meeting, or you can't do the 12th?
Yeah.
I can do any other day.
I can't do
You better
Thursday.
not do Valentine's
How-
Day.
Oh, yeah, no.
We can-
Yeah, who wants to do it on Friday either?
The 11th?
Yeah, after the public safety building meeting?
That's, then
that's
you
gonna
got
be
police
tough.
commission after that.
No, I don't. Police commission's on Thursday night.
Is it?
Why don't we leave it open? Maybe we won't have to have that.
It's not
both
enough.
meetings?
It's not enough. You're gonna need one more. If you're doing the IT, which is,
Oh, that's gonna be a
you can
big-
do police, fire, dispatch, and all of Joe's and Public Works all in one night.
No, we can do public works on another night. We'll just put IT in for public.
How
Yeah.
about Monday the 10th? it's a quick turnaround, but
I like it. For the light ones, and
Okay.
Yeah, Monday the 10th. What time?
February 10th,
6
yeah, the
a.m.?
light ones gets us up
and
to, gets us in
6 p.m.
yeah.
Poor Mark's not gonna have dinner all month.
This is crazy.
I think
You'll have to deal with my wife.
Uh-oh.
Hey, look,
Uh-oh.
you dug that hole yourself. Don't put that one up.
February 10th, so that's Monday, okay?
No, it's 6.
And so what are we gonna do on
Yeah,
Monday?
we need those lists so we can be prepared.
So then,
So are we gonna do, like, community service and that sort of thing? Or,
Mark, excuse me, on the 10th, may I suggest that you put all the public works related departments and then
how do you,
two others that you want to do? Because to do all those with IT and all the public safety on one night,
okay, so you wanna bring Joe's in on the 10th,
yes.
How about
Yeah.
Parks and Rec as well?
Yeah, you can do Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec,
The rest of the
Public Works, and one more heavy,
Commission on Aging,
Commission on Aging,
for
Monday, the February 10th.
no, that's their meeting night,
Oh, okay.
second Monday,
What's time's their meeting?
Library,
5.
think the library can turn around that fast?
Yeah.
We'll ask them, I mean, if they can, we can move things
Yeah,
around,
well,
but,
just so long as we have a general idea.
and we'll know by probably close of business tomorrow, we'll get confirmations from some departments, so we'll send out an email so you're prepared.
For which you're gonna, of what we're gonna do on Monday?
Yeah, so far, we think it's gonna be Parks and Rec, Public Works, which includes engineering, which includes highway, which includes building maintenance, several that Joe goes through. And we're gonna ask the library if they can make it on Monday.
That's enough,
That's enough?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
I'm trying to squeeze
Yeah,
it in.
Parks
You
and
guys
Rec,
only
Public
want
Works,
4.
Library, that's 3.
So you get,
What's the fourth? You get to go too, right? First selectman gets to go in the first meeting?
I'll do it, yeah, put the first selectman budget in there too. And general government,
General government.
that's your health,
on the 10th.
yeah. That's your health, that's your liability insurance, that's your pension plan,
Legal,
and legal. Right. It's a lot for Monday, and then by then I'll be piecing together the rest of the schedule for you folks.
So we have February 19th at 5:30, February 10th at 6, March 4th at 5:30. What was the fourth one?
March
March
2nd.
March 2nd, which is
At
regular
6.
meeting night.
At 6.
No,
No, 4th is a regular meeting.
Yeah, so-
2nd is the,
it's a Monday as well. So we're doing Mondays and Wednesdays typically, right?
sounds good.
Okay, those are 4 dates. Bless you. If we need any more, we'll go right up into the 11th hour, a minute before the Board of Finance meeting. and-
Yeah.
And Anna will just sleep here and make copies.
Okay.
He looks thrilled.
All right.
Thank you. Ex officios.
My planning meeting was canceled. Obviously, they had, some of you were
Thanks,
there at the POCD, public information session, where public was welcome to bring up issues, things they want to see for the plan of conservation development. It was well attended. There was only a few seats left. I know Roseanne was there. Great feedback. They were really pleased. So far they've been getting really good feedback with online questionnaire, and obviously this meeting. They have another one scheduled for March. It'll be a different format based on some of the input they have. But so far, so good. And their meeting was canceled, I think I mentioned yesterday, due to lack of agenda items. That's all I
Could
have.
you kind of summarize for the board the general tenor of the meeting, what the majority of people were concerned about?
Yeah, it was very positive. There was some discussion about Niantic, bike lanes in Niantic. Some people like what's going on in Niantic with the buildings. I think some people are happy with the architectural stuff that's going on down there. There was some concern about traffic, which